Well, Ryan Mauro is a researcher in extremist groups and foreign threats, and he joins us now. Ryan, good morning to you. It sounds like this attacker may have been sucked into this sort of life, perhaps online, looking for purpose, casting about, and there was ISIS with open arms. Is this typical with this sort of thing?
Yes, and that's why the term lone wolf is really deceptively misleading, and I would say even counterproductive, because it gives the impression that this is just a fact of life, that this is just one of the mentally unstable people you will encounter in a large population, and therefore there's really not much that you can do about it beyond some common sense things. If you see a guy's trying to build bombs, you report him to the police. That's actually not what's going on here. I mean, look at what the relative told Fox News. Oh, maybe someone got a hold of him. So are you really a lone wolf? Because I would argue that there are still these jihad factories, specifically for ISIS, but for the Islamist ideology overall and that type of extremism, that operate physically through registered nonprofits and then online as well. They're all interconnected. So there is an infrastructure that creates this type of thing.
So obviously, it's like a worst case scenario at the end of this, where you have 14 innocent people murdered in a major terror attack on a holiday. There were many steps down that road to darkness that led to that awful moment. What can be done earlier in the process to intervene? Are there certain red flags people can look for? I mean, part of this is probably law enforcement intelligence. Some of it is also just family members, friends. What do you see and what do you recommend on that front?
Look for obsession. Look for puritanism. They will often isolate themselves, have a new social circle online or in person, and usually they become very arrogant, very puritanical, very judgmental of others. And so they put themselves in this self-reinforcing bubble over and over again, and they live in that ecosystem. And so the threat that you're seeing is not just ISIS-specific ecosystems like that, that you can see people falling into, and then this process happens very, very quickly. And that's where we need to focus our attention on, not just, oh, people go through financial difficulties and people get divorces, that's life. So what you have to target is what's unique about this, which are the ecosystems. And the extremist ecosystems, the anti-American, Jew-hating ones, are rapidly growing. And like I said before, even beyond the Islamist element, the radical Islamist element exists within this broader seditionist, anti-American, anti-Semitic ecosystem that, again, includes a lot of nonprofits that are stoking things like the violence you see at protests on college campuses. And guess what? Nonprofits are not supposed to do that. It is a violation of IRS code to conspire to commit crime, like you're seeing, whether it's fighting police or breaking ordinances. And so one of the things that the incoming Trump administration should do, in my opinion, is form a commission of people who monitor this type of thing and identify those nonprofits that no longer qualify for tax-exempt status and have the IRS strip them of it. You don't need new legislation. You just need people, frankly, like my colleagues at Capital Research Center who do this for a living, to give you the list and give you the evidence, and this can be wrapped up very quickly.
Well, I did see the New York Post reporting that the mosque that this attacker attended in Texas told its members and referred any FBI questions into the attacker to a group called CARE, whose executive director openly praised the October 7th terrorist attacks in Israel. So that might be one of the groups you're talking about. And obviously, there are red flags aplenty, really across the country, across the world. It's important to keep an eye on them and stay vigilant. To your point, Ryan Mauro, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.